Hey everyone, good afternoon. So we are in the kitchen this day again, and today we are going to be reasoning. But today I'm cooking stew beef. What I want you to do for me is to just like the video, share it and comment. And we are going to be reasoning today too. We are in the kitchen and we are going to be doing a little bit of reasoning. So we are going to talk about the shutdown. Government shutting down the country. How you feel about it? I want you to comment down below. Let us start now. Alright? Come with me, man. I am about to season my beef. And I started by using some string onions. As you know, we call it scallion here. I don't know what you call it in your country, but here we call it scallion. I use a little hot pepper. I use a little onion, scallion, ginger, and sweet pepper, garlic, and I blend them together. So here I'm going to be putting this on my beef. So here I have already cut and washed my meat carefully. So you know me, my hair have to be always clean, and I'm going to show you my meat. See here. So I have already washed it and cut it up, clean it up, cut it up, and I am about to season. And I'm going to allow you to see what I am doing. My hands are clean because you see I washed my hands a while ago, and I'm going to be using my hands to rub this season in. So I'm putting in my blended seasoning, and as I tell you before, I use only Maggi. So I'm using a little Maggi jerk here, a little Maggi jerk. I'm not using a lot. Some all-purpose here, because you don't want your meat to salt, you know, so you have to take time with it. And I'm going to rub this in, rubbing it in carefully, rubbing it in. So I'm going to put my meat to soak for about 15 to 20 or 30 minutes per se, and then we are going to come back and I'll show you how we go about cooking this. But I am rubbing in my seasoning in my meat, so I am doing just that now. And we'll come back in a short while, about 30 minutes or so. Now I can smell the seasoning, all the different flavors of my green seasoning. I use less powdered seasoning. I only use Maggi in my kitchen, and I am using a little, use some jerk, and Maggi jerk, Maggi all-purpose, use some chicken, Maggi chicken, and then I am going to put this away, cover and put away to marinate for about 30 minutes. So here I make sure to clean up my area after I finish season my pot, my thing. And as you know, my meat has been marinated for about 30 minutes now. It's been marinating for about 30 minutes now. So my meat is been marinating for about 30 minutes. And I'm going to go about showing you how I do my stew beef. Alright? But let us reason, let us have a little reason. So here in Jamaica, our government put us on total shutdown for 3 days this week, and for next week we would have 3 days, and the next week we would have the Sunday. of shutting down. What you think about it? Some of us are saying that it does not make any sense because we still spread the COVID. But who caused the COVID to spread? Huh? I think we are the ones that are spreading it. Why we don't want to obey any rules? Alright, the government says shut down. But should we go into the supermarkets then? We go into the supermarket because we want to get some goods to buy, some things to keep us for the 3 days for this week that we are shut in. And I know some of us, we don't have any money. And some of us, we have to wait on the persons abroad to send a little money to us. We have to wait on somebody to work and bring the money in to us. Or we have to wait until our boss pays us to get money. Some of us, I think, we did not have any money this week to shop. But we don't have to run out there, and bungle up because the government says shut down. We can keep with this stand same way. Yeah, man, I think so. Tell me what you think about it. I put on my pot on the fire. I put my pot on the fire now to do my beef. And I'm going to add some oil. So, as we were saying, I'm going to allow you to see what I am doing. So, I'm going to add some oil to my pot on the fire. Alright? So, the government, I believe it is to keep us safe because I realize that the COVID cases, they are going right back up. Say COVID cases them go up? Yes, man. Them go up, hospitals full. And it look as if some of us, we want to join the persons in the hospital, we're full already. You know what that do? So because me no want get sick, and me no want join nobody in a hospital, me I go try to keep a protocol where government set. I am going to try to keep the protocol that is set by the government. And you know what? If we practice safety and practice the protocols that are set, say things will be better. Things will be better. And let me tell you why I say things will be better. I go out and we are in the supermarket and you want to pick up something on the shelf. Yes, the person where did they pick up at step too long. Look through price. But sometimes, you know what, they don't have the money, So you have to look for the best price. I think them to see what they can buy. Because prices are everything gone up. And my paying a raise and your paying a raise. We still have to live with it. We only can talk. But we still have to live with it till the government raise the pay. Right? And when we go in a supermarket, we really have to look to see what we can afford. Don't it? Let us go back to the pot on the fire a little. So there my oil is getting hot. And I have already seasoned my beef with garlic, onion, scallion, thyme. I blend those things, sweet pepper. And I blend those seasoning and I mix them with my all-purpose Maggi and jerk seasoning, and I have already seasoned my beef. So I'm going to still, even though I use hot pepper, Scotch bonnet pepper, in the seasoning, I'm going to still drop a piece of Scotch bonnet pepper in my oil because I love when my meat is taste not hot, but have the taste, the flavor from the hot pepper. So I'm not going to cut this one like when I'm frying the fish or when I'm frying just to eat a piece of chicken just to eat fried chicken. I am not going to do that. I'm going to drop the whole pepper in the oil so I can get the flavor from it. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm getting a clean pepper and I'm going to be dropping it in the. And then So now I drop it in the oil. I'm going to be adding my ghee. So I don't really, because I blend the seasoning, I don't really have anything to take off the ghee because I have blended the seasoning that is on the meat. And I did not use any salt. Why? Because the Maggi seasoning already has salt. So you have to be careful if you have high blood pressure like myself, or so that you don't put too much salt on your meat when using Maggi. When using Maggi, you really don't need the salt. I really don't use the salt because I'm using Maggi. And what I'm going to do after I add all my meat, I'm going to cover my pot. I'm going to be covering my pot and allow to cook and get some color. So I'm finished adding my meat and I'm going to be covering my pot. So here I cover my pot now, there, and I'm going to allow it to cook and get some color. Alright? So now we are going back to our reason. So our government closed down the country so it's total shutdown. Yes. And some of us think are foolishness, but I think it's for a lot of us. I think it is for our safety. Yes, we now have no money, and I know maybe a lot of you go and bash me for this, but yes, we don't have no money, but we have to take some measures now. Something have to be done. Something must be done in order to get the COVID cases down, don't it? So we want the COVID cases to go down, but we don't want to abide by the rules. We don't want to abide by the protocol that is being set. Because you know what I see, because of the shutdown, they just rush. No, let us talk. They just rush into the supermarket because we want some food. And everybody bumble up. Tell me what that's for. I don't join those crowds. I don't go out there. I just wanted something to keep me for the 3 days. Why am I going to get panic? Get a panic attack and run and buy everything, some things that are not really necessary. So you know that you want toiletries for those 3 days if you didn't have any. So you buy them. You know that you want food in your house, which is essential. Those are the things that you run out to buy. Some of you scrape off all that bread off a shelf, right? You take all of the flour and the rice. You take all the thin things them from the shelf. Why? We don't really need to do that. We don't really need to do that, because some of what we're doing, we don't really want them to use for the 3 days. We might want a little snack. Yes, man. A reason. We might want a little snack. And because we want something to snack on during the 3 days, because we love snacking. So you look a little something, them little biscuit, them and little cake, or a little banana chips and then things that way you know you want to snack on. You don't have to run and go. That not require nobody to get panic and have crowd where you can't line up properly, you can't keep your distance. You have to learn to keep your distance from people. You have to learn to wear your mask. You know what I'm observing? A lot of us don't want to wear the mask. We talk say it stifle way. We talk all of what it do to we. But what happens when we get sick? You don't want to wear the mask, and a lot of us, we are skeptical about the vaccine. We don't want to take it. Don't it? So we don't want to take the vaccine and we don't wear masks, so where this country is going. Who is the cause of the problem then? Us. Us. Blame ourselves. We say big party through and what are we because we want a party. We run go party and guess what happened? We go spread COVID. Because in our party, you know, nobody now wear no mask. Nobody now social distance because we glad to go out. And everybody rub up on one another. You know, see at the end of the day, COVID spread how much person in a hospital. Hospital full can't take some away and when you're dead, you know who will complain? We. So who fi do what we need to do? We. Yeah man. A good reason me have, don't it? But today we are cooking. So now we are going to look back on our beef which was put in the pot for a while, and as you've seen what is happening here in the pot, it's gone down and it is getting some color. But what I do while it is getting the color, I'm going to throw a little water and cover so that I'll be able to turn it. So this is what I am going to do now. Here I'm adding a little water to the pot because I don't want my meat to really stick to the bottom while I'm turning it. So I'm adding a little water and I'm covering back the pot, and then I'm going to allow the water to boil between the meat, and it is going to lift it from the bottom of the pot easily. Then I can get to turn my meat in the pot, turn it on the other side. You will see it when I'm doing that. Alright? So if you look now, I am turning the meat because the water boiled through it, and I am able to lift them from the bottom of the pot. And if you observe the color, so looking so nice here, see? So as I cook, as I brown the meat, it is being cooked. So it catches some color. As you can see, it catches some color. So the part of the meat that was in the bottom of the pot catches some color. See, each piece I turn. What does that mean? So it is so easy now because I add the water to turn. See? Wow, this is so pretty. So when I do this, I don't have to add browning like what some people add to their pot. Because I allowed it to catch the color in the pot. So I am going to cover again, looking there, looking nice, see? So I'm going to cover again, and when we come back, you will see we are going to continue this process of turning it, pouring water, a little water, and turning until it is cooked. So we continue the process. So we are back again, and here I'm going to add some water. So I'm adding a little water. I have to turn the meat again. I'm allowing it to boil over it so it can lift it quickly from the bottom of the pot, and then we will turn. We'll give it a next turn. So we're still talking, you know, about how some of us handle the shutdown. We didn't handle it well. We did not handle it well at all. Now I'm going to lift the meat from the pot, from the bottom of the pot. So we did not handle it well at all. We run, and if you observe my pot now, how it looks, You notice my meat got some color already, don't it? Yes, it gets some color already. It smells so good. Can tell you. I only hope when I taste it, it smells as though it tastes as though it is smelling. See? So my meat already is getting some color. What I am going to do now, because it's getting color, it gets some color that I want it to get, I'm going to go ahead now and add a little more water and allow my meat to cook. So I'm going to add a little more water. This is what I'm going to now allow my meat to cook slowly. So I cover back my pot here and I'm going to allow it to cook slowly. And I tell you now, when some of us run out there and we get panic and we go bungle up, and if I said to you, Miss, just step back a little way from me now, 6 feet apart, remember the protocol, you skin up your face and behave as if I am saying something wrong to you. And I'm sure that I am not saying anything wrong to anybody at all. I am trying to keep safe, but you are not. So that is one reason why I ask people to step back a little. Alright, so I'm going to leave my meat to cook for a little while. So I am telling you that you need to try and keep yourself safe as possible. So we're looking in on the meat now. So it is cooking for a while. And I'm checking on it and turning it. So as it goes along, I'll be checking on it and turning it and to see if it is cooked. Feel as if it is getting tender now. Yes, getting a little tender. I don't want it to be too soft. Checking on it. It is getting there. Want to be a little more tender. So I close the pot again and I'm going to allow it again to cook for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So after your meat comes down and cooked to where you want it, it is as tender as you want it, you now can add some fresh green seasoning to the pot. So here I'm adding some sweet pepper, a whole of green hot pepper, and some onions to my pot. Now I'm going to let it cook down now where I can get it to gravy. So here I add all of those and I'm going to cover and let simmer to where I want it. So we are still talking about the COVID protocols and how we are handling it. As a country, I think we need to do better. We need to work as one. We need to try and work with whichever government is in power. Not because you are PNP or you are JLP and you want to break some rules. I don't think you should do that. I believe that you should abide by the rules of the country. I believe that whatever rule is set, and I know it is to help us, right? We need to abide by them. So COVID is not just a Jamaican thing, it's a pandemic. And I'm seeing where when I watch the foreign news, all over the world, other countries are shutting down for weeks. We are lucky to be only getting days. They shut down for weeks. Because the truth of the matter is, some of us really don't leave the road. We don't have anything to do out there, but we are always on the road. And because of that, we end up with COVID, we not even know we get it. Because we love to mingle and we love to hug and we love to talk and we love to touch each other. as a people, as a country, that is what really happened. Right? So I implore each and every one of you just to observe the protocols, not for the government, but for yourself, for your family and friends, so that we can be all safe. When I come back, you will see the finishing of my stew beef. Alright? So, wow. Then you look inside the pot now. Let me give it a taste this time to see where we are. Let it taste good. And it coming down nicely. Coming down nicely, and it is tender too. Tender. Alright? So when it comes finished now, you will see the finished product. Alright? So here we have our finished product. Now I'm going to turn the fire off from underneath this. You see? Looking great, don't it? Yes, man. So it reached to where we want it, and I'm going to turn the fire off. See? Great. So now I'm going to turn the fire from underneath. And we'll share. Alright? So you will see. Enjoy it with us a little later. So because I don't eat a lot, this is what I share for myself. So this is my finished stew beef with rice and peas and a little vegetable. Remember to be safe, observe the protocol, keep your distance, wash your hands, sanitize if you don't have water and soap to wash your hands, and keep safe.